everyone. Welcome to the 2.5 Citizens podcast. I'm Zen.
It's Pabs.
Hey, it's Ruben.
And let's get right into it. So, first of all, Wakanda forever. I just want to put that out right now. And also to all my Hispanic homies.
Hey.
So, I'm going to give you it's the same. It's basically what this is to Wakanda is what this is to the opposing tribe.
Am I doing it right?
No, it's more like a clan.
But before you get into it, I was going to say,
yeah.
Is Marvel wild that like the Hispanic clan are really good at swimming and they fight in the,
No, look, let me explain because you ain't seen the movie. You ain't seen the movie.
You haven't seen the movie?
You ain't seen the movie, so let me explain to you how wild it is. I know the premise seems wild.
The premise is just insane.
No, it's wilder than that.
Okay,
if you know anything about Wakanda, Wakanda has like a force field.
Right.
So where like no one can come in. Somehow, this Mexican leader just went through the border like nothing.
Yo,
like literally,
Marvel's
literally,
crazy.
literally. The queen was
there?
like,
Wait,
the queen was. The queen was like,
it's one of our superpowers.
He came out of the water, and the queen was the queen was like, wait, how did you get through our border?
Yo,
did they ever say?
Well, they be on some other shit. They're way strong. So I'm trying not to like
swim.
I'm trying to explain this without giving stuff away.
They're like Atlanteans,
did you watch
right?
the first Black Panther?
I did.
Okay, so vibranium is only supposed to be in Wakanda, and other countries are trying to get vibranium. And I don't know if this is wild, but Wakanda's super anti-trade. I don't know if that's reckless, but they're very anti-trade. They're very anti-outsiders. They're very closed borders. I'm just saying, some countries could take something from Wakanda, but
oh my,
he's like, that's why they're so great.
I'm just saying, and that's why they're going to be around forever.
They're going to be great again.
Yeah, they're going to be great forever, as this entails. But long story short,
damn, I like that. He tied it in.
People are trying to get vibranium. Other countries. Wakanda said, fuck y'all. And so now they're out there looking for vibranium in other places. And so basically they find vibranium in some other place, which means some other country has access to vibranium. And that's where everything starts from. So that's all I'm going to say as far as that. As far as the movie itself, the intro had me like in my feels off rip. You know how they do like the multiple, like the Marvel thing where it's like all those little cuts and stuff and then it's the big Marvel thing. But it was all Chadwick Boseman.
Hey, chill.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was very emotional.
It's too early to start crying.
Well, that's how it was. It's like the movie ain't even started yet. Y'all got me in my feels. It's the fucking intro.
They hit you like up, bro.
Yeah, so I am going to say it is a very emotional film. It is a very emotional film.
Is it a race war?
No.
I need to watch it then.
Well, it's really a war against everyone else. It's not necessarily a race war, but in the pursuit, basically, this other clan wants to wage war on the surface world and wants Wakanda to join forces with them. And they're like, if you don't join forces with us, then we gonna be at war with you. And we have way more troops than you. So that's where it becomes, it's not necessarily a race war, it's a clan war, a country war, which just happens to be countries that are only on their own race. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's a race, a war. It's just a regular ass war. Everyone in that country just happens to be the same race.
Yeah. Just a coincidence.
But you know what I mean? It's like as if we're fighting with Sweden, is that a race war or are we just fighting with Sweden?
Are you saying Sweden doesn't have other?
No, because
I mean, I don't think I've never. Have you ever met a black Swedish person?
Because the U.S. is a melting pot. So it's like
right. So it's kind of like I'm sure they exist. They exist.
No, bro, you ain't watching the World Cup. You ain't watching the World Cup.
Speaking of, really quickly, we're gonna derail on this.
Are they really from Sweden?
Just to touch on the World Cup thing. So Budweiser, so the World Cup is going to Qatar, right?
Of course, everybody knows that. Yeah,
they're very particular about how shit goes in Qatar.
Oh yeah.
Bud Light spent $75 million sponsoring the World Cup, only for Qatar to say that no beer is allowed at all in the World Cup.
They're banning it.
So
They're also not letting Mexicans wear a luchador mask. It's like a bunch of things they're banning.
Damn, how could they? Do we wear a lot of luchador masks at events?
Yeah.
Every World Cup, bro, it's a thing.
Yeah. We're really on that
and then
shit.
They hoeing us. Why?
That's part of our culture. We're going to move on. Basically, I wanted to touch on the fact that the World Cup is banning beer.
Yes.
I want to tell everybody, watch Wakanda. And in light of Black excellence, we got a great 15-minute monologue from Dave Chappelle during this, I guess, not list. So we're recording this on Saturday the 19th. This happened last Saturday, which is actually when we recorded, but we didn't see it that night yet. But regardless, we got Dave Chappelle addressing what's going on with Kanye in a very masterful way, explaining what's going on. Kind of, he always seems to give us an insight of what's going on into the inner workings of like the industry of whatever he's in, because it's like what he's dealing with at that time and what he feels like he needs to get off of his chest.
Kind of touched on Kyrie.
So we're gonna hit some of the bullet points of the things that he said and be wild, and we're gonna play a game called Wild or Insightful.
Okay.
The comment about if they're Black, it's a gang, if they're Italian, it's a mob, and if they're Jews, it's a coincidence, and you should never talk about it. Is that wild or is that well played?
That's well played,
I think,
to me.
Yeah, I think it was insightful. Because
here's the problem is, I mean, every time that he says something, it's gonna get backlash, even though I feel like this shouldn't gotten backlash because he prefaced by saying that he denounces all anti-Semitism.
Yes, he's like, I'm here to entertain.
And
you.
he also brought up a good example of like Ferguson.
Yeah, he did.
By basically saying like they don't necessarily correlate. Like my whole example.
Yeah. So like the direct quote, thank you.
I think that's how he.
Yeah. Like my big example for that is kind of like with that whole Jews own this and the industry. It's like, okay, just because a lot of Mexicans are out here cutting grass don't mean we control the allergies. You know what I mean? It's like coincidental that we be out here, but it's also circumstantial. True. It's like, why are we in these positions? Like, why do Mexicans have to cut grass more than other races? Well, it's because of like their jobs that people don't want to do. Yeah. What?
We secretly use it as fuel in our world conquest of the U.S. Yeah,
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is.
Well, we use our superpower of border crossing.
And
anyways,
growing drugs.
Yeah,
that we don't use, just growing them though.
Yeah.
But no, it's like that thing. The whole thing about like that idea is like there's reasons sometimes like why are a large percentage of Black people in impoverished areas. That's sometimes not coincidence, is by design. So it's like a lot of these things were by design. The reason that so many Jews were in Hollywood was because they had to be in this. They created this industry based on what they were doing back at home, and it was the only place for them. And then now it just is coincidental because of that.
Well, wasn't
there's so many in
it?
Wasn't like the grind they're on.
Yeah, isn't it like the history of Hollywood? Basically, like live theater was for like the wealthy, and they at the time they were not wealthy.
So they were the workers.
Yeah, so they were the working class, and they created like picture movies were cheaper because people were like, no, it's all about live theater. But then when the pendulum swings and it's all about movies, that's when
That's when they're just ahead of the game.
Yeah,
they're just ahead of the game and happen to be set up. So it's kind of like, I mean, you ever try to get your grass cut by like an American lawn service?
No.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's not only is it not the same. Yeah. Not only is it not the same, you're like, how much do you want to do what?
I can do it myself, bro. Get out of my face.
Yeah, real talk. That's one of those things where I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just rent a lawnmower. Like, it's not ideal.
Yeah, no,
it's not ideal. And I mean, let's get back on track with the whole Chappelle thing in general.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Let's keep going. Let's stay on track.
But well, did you have something to add of value?
I was just wondering what the statistics were for brown men who have cut grass for money. Like
But do you think they're even gonna? Do you think? I don't know.
I was working at like the age of 10, like cutting.
Does it count if your parents give you money for cutting the grass?
No.
like an allowance.
That's just an allowance. Yeah. He's like, does it count for
that's
me
just
doing
childhood? That's just
chores?
childhood, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, but they used to hoe me, dog. All right, look. I get
No,
a little
I used
upset.
to be like in the back of the trucks, like not 10, but like pretty young,
Yeah,
like
he
with the Hispanic people who just didn't have papers, and I'm just there like, bro, I just need a check, like
I was
I
doing
just need to
other
buy
things.
stuff.
I was doing other side hustles. So like when I
Gotcha.
was in middle school, it started off when I went to the 99-cent store and realized that they had a 5-pack, like the 5 packs of gum for
Mhm.
$1. And I had gone to school and people were selling 5 gum packages for $5 a piece.
Mhm.
And I was like,
You
wait a
were a
minute.
duffel bag boy?
So I
What you were
started getting all
saying?
the Mexican candy. I started getting all the Mexican candy and all the other candies
You're
and
talking
started
He's like,
Ruben's language.
how can I monetize this public
dude, it got pretty
institution?
crazy. Like I had to have a trap locker because
Damn.
people had found my schedule. You know when the semester starts and they give you your schedule and your locker
This is why I
combination and
love
everything.
this. Yes, keep going.
They found my locker combination. So at that point I had to move my supply over to a stash locker because I knew
Damn, I love
someone
this.
who like had a
He
locker
was
they
like, it
weren't
was in my gym
using.
locker. It wasn't in my regular locker.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
No, I had to
They
have
don't
a
know about the
complete different.
second locker.
I had a completely different locker that wasn't even tied to me, dog. That was just kind of like no strings attached. I had to break some people off, dude. It was a whole
So
operation.
I also sold stuff. I was a
He sold
duffel bag
candy.
kid.
Yeah,
I
he was a
got
double
caught
back kid.
too, but I instead of stopping, doubled down because I got so mad because they
He
took
tripled
so
down.
they came to our class. They came to our class to search for weed because people would smoke weed in the restroom next to our class, and we had a bunch of drug dealers in AP Bio. I guess that shows you like the bar we're at. But
Well, maybe they
anyways,
were, making some sort of biologically advanced weed.
I mean,
Or-
they're smart. They just
Yeah.
were. No, I can't say that because it was such a dumb. Anyways, they come, they search all of us, and then nobody has weed. None of the kids have weed. So somebody tipped somebody off, but nobody told me because my dumbass is the first class in the morning had a full duffel bag full of just candy, like $50 worth or something. And $50 to me was like everything. And so they just
Yeah.
were like, "Oh shit, we got something." Everybody runs, huddles around me, and then they're like, and then everybody thinks it's weed, and then they look and they're like, "Bro, it's just some kids selling candy." Like,
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna have to take this. I go back to get my bag. Like, you could get it back later. The guy, it doesn't
He ate
help
it
that
all?
like he's kind of overweight. Yeah, he just took it all and he just gave me the empty bag, and he's like, we had to confiscate it. I was like, "Yeah, like it was drugs. Like it's just candy." Like that's all I thought. So I doubled down.
Especially
I got
because they
somebody
can't
to
technically prove you were selling it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
You
I
could have
was
just
like,
had
I
a
didn't
lot
even
of
think
candy on
about
you.
that.
yeah.
They just assume because I'm brown, you know?
Yeah.
No, but I doubled down. That's ridiculous. So like once they took it, I was like, well, now I need to make back that money and more money. And it was to pay for I think prom. So I literally started employing somebody. Like I was like, hey, you get this cut. I give you this much in the morning. This is the percentage you'll make. And he's like, yeah, that's good. I was like, all right, here's your bag. Every morning I come up with 2 bags now. I give him one. I'd be safer with my bag. I would be working. We had 2 lunches. I would be working both lunches. I would work my lunch. And then when it was time to go to class, I think it was like math, and I was cool with the teacher, and I was really good. So I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go sell candy." He's like, "Yeah, go ahead." And then I'd just be selling candy during the second lunch, and then I was making so much money.
Bro, I want to teach my kid this. Like, I'm gonna be like, all right, bro, we going to Mexico. We're gonna get all this candy from the motherland. That's gonna cost pretty much nothing. And then when you go, I'm gonna do this when they want something really expensive, and I'm be like, all right, when you get to school, this is worth this much. This is worth that much. This is worth this much. If they don't got it, hey, that's okay. But like the next day, like let's say this is $1, that's cool. You could have it today, but tomorrow is $2. And then
That's a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope.
Yeah,
I
it's not
couldn't
gonna
do
work out
that
that
because
well.
I knew I wasn't about to fight anybody over like a Snickers bar.
No.
I was
But
like,
see, in
we
my
just-
head,
we just-
no. In my head, my kid
somebody one time, they paid me in a ripped $1 bill. I was so
Oh.
offended because I got home and I was counting my money,
Yeah.
and then I got to it and I was like, who is so broke that they ripped a $1 bill and gave me half? I was just like, bro,
That's
like the crack.
disrespectful.
It's like
The
that
crackhead-
Atlanta episode, or no,
No.
it's like
Bro, we
what is
did
it? The
this
Wire.
skating. Bro,
It's
we
like The
did this
Wire.
skating. Remember that one homie that had the tape dollar bill, and
Yeah,
like, we
I
all
remember
ate
that.
off the vending machine because of it.
He put tape on it. He put in a vending machine. Fed everybody. Fed a village. He
Yeah.
was just like, what do y'all want? What do y'all want? Pulled it out. Beep,
pull
beep,
it
beep,
out.
beep.
And then you
I
press
tried
the button and it'll give you $1.
I just want to
It was
say
like
that
a magical
the
dollar.
candy hustle is long past its prime. So here's the new hustle.
Okay.
My mom figured this one out.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh.
So
Wait,
you got to
in
market.
school you're
Well,
saying
Hold on.
Well, you can do it in school. You
I
can do
was
it in school.
planning on
My mom
kid-
does it on Etsy.
In my head, my kid goes to Memorial High School where there's like none of this happening. So that's where I was like, that's where it's like the next day it's 2 because they got
honestly
it.
to the school that we went to before I moved.
Yeah.
I tried to sell candy there, and it just wasn't a thing. Everybody looked at me like, "Bro, he's poor." Like that's just nobody would buy it. It was like weird, and I was like, "All right, well, fuck it." I used to sell to like kids in elementary school. I used to sell like little 50-cent popsicles and shit. But when I moved to my other school with all brown people, everybody was like, "Oh no, he just on that grind. He on that grind." Hey, bro, you got them vanilla Oreos? I'm like, "Oh yeah, I got you." I had Arizonas. I would put them in the freezer, and I was like, "Who you know got cold Arizonas?" Me, because I was down the street.
Who you know got
I
cold
pull out.
Arizonas?
He's like, "You still got cold?"
He was down the street.
And they go, "How much is it?" And I go, "It's on the can. It's $1." And they go, "You don't even get it for $1 at the corner store." I go, "Yeah, because I'm better." And I was just really on it.
Bro,
God damn,
that's
dog.
why he felt that at then episode where they're like, "It's on the can."
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
okay.
It spoke to my soul. I was like, yes.
So here's the new hustle, okay?
All right.
So you go to the motherland, and basically you just get a lot of Mexican paraphernalia. You
like
sell,
all the artisan,
no,
like
you sell to the colonizers. So here, what you do? You go to them.
You
get
an
a lot
Etsy
of
store.
My mom got the Etsy store on lock. She got all the Mexican blankets on there. She got the avocado purses on there. The avocado totes.
Yep.
White girls love an avocado tote.
Yeah.
Anything Loteria branded, they be loving a Loteria branded coin purse.
Until they realize it's low-key racist.
Well, you don't tell them that. You act like you are a
it's
reputable
true.
source and that you're okay, and you
Hey,
market it as
don't
cultural
look at that
appreciation.
Don't look at that wild card, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I did look into that, and then I saw there was a lot of people selling stuff, and then I was just like, that somebody's on that grind. Like, I'll let them do it.
All right, let's get into actual topics here. So,
Wakanda was
what was
good.
the next?
I need to go watch it.
So, yes, everybody, please go watch Wakanda Forever. Go watch that Dave Chappelle. We're
something that people have been. Well, something that people have been watching this, but then there's something that released that people have been listening to, and then people wanted to get tickets. And
okay, yes.
Yeah.
So this is okay because I've actually had a big gripe with this company overall. I've talked about this multiple times.
You have.
No one seems to share my sentiment. So I have a very big problem with Live Nation.
I've shared the sentiment with you. You act like I mean here it's bad mouthing.
I think we all share the sentiment.
Yeah.
Zed's like, I'm on another grind.
Live Nation killing people, bro.
Well, it's because I've told y'all about it. But like anytime I talk about it, anytime I be talking to other people,
yo, this guy's crazy.
I be showing y'all every screenshot of festivals, being like, "Look, Live Nation doing this."
He shows us one song, and he's like, "Hey, I put y'all on."
I did put y'all on though. I be putting y'all on. I be putting. Hey, so here's the thing: Live Nation and Ticketmaster are a merger. They're the same company. There's no checks and balances. They own the ticketing service and they own the venues and they own everything. Yeah. So it's all under the same shit. And they try to get the cheapest way to get around things so that they can make the most money, yada, yada, yada. Big company shit.
Yeah.
I've seen already what Live Nation's lack of care for their events and what they do has translated to in physical concerts. But now it's happening before we even get to the concert. So Taylor Swift put out a crazy album where the way she did this just was through the roof as far as album sales.
I haven't heard it.
I've heard it, but
it was beautiful. I've never heard it better. No, I haven't heard it, but I heard it's good. And
I mean, look, there's good songs on there. I'm not a Swiftie myself, but I will occasionally throw on a Swiftie song, grab a pumpkin spice latte, go about my day. I'm not gonna front. Sometimes it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you won't get shot that day. Live Nation and Ticketmaster are a joint like monopoly, as some would say. So what's basically going on is Taylor Swift puts out this album. It was such a great album that it brought like 1.6 million in sales first week. She continues to run the charts with this album.
Oh,
even though I don't hear a hit really. I mean, Bejeweled's probably popping.
Did you listen to the full album though? I haven't heard it at all, but
I listened to the full album.
You said it. You got your pumpkin spice on.
Yeah, like I'll get my pumpkin spice. Like I'll put my AirPods in. Like it really makes me feel.
Yell at any managers when you're listening to it?
100%.
Okay.
100%. Well, here's my thing. And this
Is there a
gonna lead me.
persona name for this? For
Well,
white girl Zen?
nah, that's the
Not
real
yet.
Zen, to be honest. But
I feel that.
so
I feel that on the deep
been the
level.
thing. Here's been the thing is my only problem with Taylor has been that she is a professional victim. Like that's what her career is. So like when things happen with her masters and her masters
You're gonna
get
piss
bought,
off some people.
well, it is what
Anyways.
it is.
Just run it. Go
When
run it.
when
He
Say it
said
with your chest.
when Scooter Braun buys her masters and she was given the opportunity to buy them first and declined, she's the victim because a man bought her masters, even though her dad's a good business person who, like, you know, Taylor Swift's dad owns majority of the tour buses in the industry because he found out how much money people pay to get a tour bus. So he basically just bought them all so he can rent them out to people. So they know what they're doing business wise. But when this was brought up to their attention of buying the master, she said, that's too expensive. I don't want to do it. And then did this Dave Chappelle thing where she gets to play a victim and basically be like, oh my gosh, y'all need to boycott this because they're doing this to me.
And then puts out same music, but the Taylor version, so makes money off of
and
that.
We're also talking about the same person who didn't want to put their music on streaming services because they didn't feel like they were getting paid enough from the streaming. And they felt that their fans should buy their music, right? Should buy her music.
Which her fans buy the music anyway.
Right,
bro.
which is why the thing where all right, so I'm going to get into the situation that happened, which is that it seems like Ticketmaster gave out way more codes than they were supposed to for pre-sales or what may have you. So according to Taylor's team, they talked to them numerous times saying, are you going to be able to handle the traffic that we're going to be getting? Everyone assured her that they were going to handle it with no problem. So pre-sale day happens, right? And it's so congested and so crazy that it fucks the whole site up. People already have pre-sale codes and they're not even able to enter the site with their pre-sale code because shit's going fucking AWire with Ticketmaster. So they end up selling 2.3 million tickets on pre-sale alone, and everything goes AWire. Moms are freaking the fuck out because they promised their kids tickets. It's creating a whole thing, and this actually becomes even a bigger national news story about how this is a monopoly that needs to be broken up, so much so that AOC even has to tweet about the whole situation that's going on. Politicians feel like they need to get involved. And this travels so far to the point that public sales for the tickets get canceled because pre-sales were so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So that's how crazy of a situation the whole thing becomes. So now Taylor puts out this whole message, you know, saying like basically not giving anybody any, she just goes like, I'm sorry this happened. I try to work with everyone and do things myself so things like this don't happen. My fans are the most important thing to me.
I want to be Ticketmaster
and all this stuff. And so basically she wants to be Ticketmaster and basically goes to the people. I'm glad that 2.3 million people were able to get tickets. To the people who didn't, I'm going to try to have a time for us to see each other again. So it doesn't say she's going to try to provide more tickets, just says I'll try to go on tour again or some shit like that, right? So everyone starts kind of being like, yo, girl, what's up with this capitalistic Taylor shit? And other people are like, what the fuck do you mean, what's up with this? This has been Taylor from the fucking beginning. Everything that she's done has shown that she cares more, in my opinion, about the money and the business behind everything than her actual fans. That's me. That's me. That's just why I've had, because the whole thing is about her.
Judge her, bro. Look, get the bag, bro.
Right.
Like,
do what you need to do.
Get the bag.
But the whole thing is about her being a victim in the sense that first, the business deals don't go her way. She's the victim. Next, all of her songs are about like her breaking up with people and them being the bad guy. Like, you don't think there's one relationship that maybe she could have done something a little different in? Like, at least one of the songs.
Okay.
At least one of the songs.
I don't listen enough of the songs.
She could have been the culprit. But even then,
I think we gotta start treading lightly because
But even then, here's where it gets crazier. So when the whole Kanye and all that stuff starts happening, right?
Oh my
The first thing that happens, 100% Kanye was wilding the fuck out, right? But then this stuff continues. So basically, Kanye uses her in a lyric. According to everybody and according to recorded phone calls, they called Taylor.
She was cool with it.
And she said she was cool with it. And then she went and played victim by basically saying, I didn't give people consent to record that phone call. Not, I was lying, but y'all wild for recording me without consent.
Mm.
So again, being the victim, clearly did something wrong, flipped it to why would they record me without consent, as opposed to
I see.
why would I lie about the situation that's at hand right
So
now.
you don't like Taylor, is what you're saying?
I don't have a problem with her
And
music.
She
I don't have a
teamed up
problem
with
with her
Live
music.
Nation for the
I don't have a
bag.
problem with her. Well, no, I mean everyone has to tune up with. If you want to play a stadium show, they own the stadiums. Like,
Yeah,
there's
you
no
have
way
to.
you're not like gonna deal with Live Nation. That just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the
R.I.P.
case, then
Fitzgerald.
if that's the case, we need to get upset at Jay-Z for having a partnership with Live Nation. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a Live Nation
Damn,
deal.
Hov.
You know what I mean?
Hov.
Hove
bro,
did.
bro, you can't,
Hove did.
you
Damn,
can't.
Hov
Damn,
did.
bro, you going at too many rapper big hits. Like, we need to just. Like,
Am I like trying to? Am I making the block hot for myself?
Making the block hot for. I think
Yeah,
we
you
do
know
is very
Jay-Z.
responsible because
Jay-Z's
you make
always in Houston.
you make the block hot for yourself. You're making it hot block for me, for Ruben, bro.
Y'all can disagree with me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but we affiliate.
I don't know enough about Taylor. I like
You're
the
not a
music.
Swiftie?
Hearing this, I don't
Look,
like her
and
as
here's
a
the thing is
person.
I will jam Taylor.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
exactly.
like, Romeo, take me.
Right. But at the
Hey,
same time, I do also know,
classic.
I do also feel that her appearance, you see her still as like a little girl who could do no wrong visually.
Oh,
But she out
sure.
here like she's a industry tycoon. She's an industry shark. She like knows what the fuck she's doing. You don't get this successful going this far in a career like this without it's like billionaires. Are you going to say like some billionaires I guess could be cool, but like you had to have done some shady shit to get yourself there. There's no way you're just like getting there unless you made like some crazy tech or some shit.
So you're saying,
But like,
So this is like you're saying
her
she's
hands definitely aren't clean.
Yeah.
So then, are we upset at Frank Ocean for finessing himself out of his contracts?
No, because he's more artistic. He doesn't do things like so. I don't know if you ever
Mental
heard.
gymnastics. Get ready. Get
Well,
ready.
no.
Yeah. My inner
Aziz
white girl
Ansari-
had to defend Taylor.
Aziz Ansari
She felt
did a
attacked.
stand-up special, right?
Yeah.
And he was telling a joke about how I'm pretty sure it was him. I don't know who it was, but where he talked to Frank Ocean was basically like, yo, how do you do it to where like you only put stuff out when you want to and only put the things out that you want to put out and like that you're able to be so particular about your art? And he goes, you just got to be willing to make less money. And and he goes, whoa, I don't know if I can do that. But that's basically
true.
Frank Ocean's
there it is.
philosophy.
Again, back to the bag.
Now, the Frank Ocean situation, I mean, we all know that's a completely different situation. They signed him and then shelved him. So they sign Frank Ocean, put him on the shelf. He puts out Nostalgia Ultra on his own because the label wouldn't do anything for him. Nostalgia Ultra does so well that the label's like, oh, fuck, we need to pull him off the shelf. So then he does Channel Orange for them, becomes a crazy hit. Then he has to fulfill his contract. So he puts out Endless as the album to fulfill his contract. He's out of there. Next day puts out Blonde on his own label, makes all his money. So it's like a smart finesse after they try to hoe you, and you basically have to show them that like you're worth it.
Yeah.
You know, like the Jay-Z and Beyonce co-signs just got him signed, but they didn't get him to have the album be put out, you know, and we would have missed out on this whole national treasure.
Nobody can take away from Frank Ocean. That's true.
He a unicorn.
Yeah.
But this basically leads me on to this whole thing about big companies, right? Like how they run, what we're supposed to do about them. And this leads me into what's going on with Twitter. So I don't know if you guys have been seeing all of like I'm putting this tweet here in case Twitter shuts down.
Yeah, I've been seeing it. It's
so
like, just in case, here's this funny tweet.
So basically what happened,
yeah.
Basically what happened was Elon Musk allegedly shut down the Twitter headquarters because he was afraid that there was people sabotaging the app. So he needed to figure out who the fuck is sabotage. Like if like he just completely removed access from everybody.
Yeah, it's just a Spider-Man meme. Just like, you know.
So
basically,
just so we could
who's
figure out
fucking up Twitter.
Right. So you can figure out what the fuck is going on. And so everyone's
Bro, is this bigger than government shutdowns?
Yeah, because this is global.
Ooh, that's true.
This is like a global communication for a lot of people. A global spread of ideas.
Bro, just hop on
that
WhatsApp.
is true.
A global spread of ideas. So it's like,
you know, cross the river to WhatsApp.
Where do we go if Twitter dies?
You follow what?
Social?
No, what you do, in my opinion,
Send out your re-truthin'. He's acting like he's not re-truthin'.
I don't
know.
read truth. I just be looking at the truth. I'd be looking for the truth. But what I think is you follow whatever topics and interests that you liked on Twitter as subreddits. That's what I think.
Okay.
Personally, that's where I'm gonna start heading if shit hits the fan. Everyone's gonna flock to a new social media site, whichever seems the coolest if this does happen. But as far as like me, I'm really on there for information, for like news. It's like Twitter's like my newspaper, and I basically need a way to be able to sift through the information that I want in a concise way. So here, I was really breaking this down yesterday. I was thinking about why I like Twitter as an app for information, right? And it's very simple. It's I'll give you a stupid example of something that was viral online this week as a reasoning on how like the process works for me. So there was a video that was going viral, which seemed to look like some construction worker kid on top of an airplane while it was moving in the sky, dancing. You'd see his homeboy coming up through an access hatch. You see him. It looks crazy. He's in the clouds. It's a wild video, right? Going everywhere. So that's the headline, if you will.
Okay.
A lot of people can take that, look at it, feel what they feel, and move on. When I'm on Twitter and I see that, I click on it, start going through the replies. First few things I see is the obvious. This is impossible. This is impossible when someone's going 600 miles per hour. They would have been frozen. Okay. So now I'm like, is it edited? I keep on going, and they're like, no, what people fail to realize is it's actually a wind turbine, because look at the shadow and look at the way that it's designed. And if you look at the way these wind turbines
the experts
are you saying you get your news from like internet detectives with the top comments?
Not top comments, but I search through a lot. And then I look at links. I see.
But how do you know if this person is who they say? So are you that person that's like, I
do my own research. I do my own research.
Hold on. So right now, you know what's been the new thing?
What?
In our mind, it's embedded that if we see a blue check mark next to a tweet, then it's fact or it's important. Now I have to actively click on it, go to see if they're an actual blue check mark or if they're a subscribe to Twitter blue check mark. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Another thing that I do is if I see someone fighting with somebody and then I go to their profile and they have no profile picture and they have no tweets, they're a bot and they're just trying to make people upset. If I look and I'm like, this is a real person.
Yeah. Farms. That's wild.
It's 100% a big thing. So then I'm like, okay, they're a bot just trying to make people upset because everyone's getting upset. So forget them. Oh, this person actually attached a link. Oh, look, this is a link to an actual credited news site. Cool, I can actually trust this article. Yada, yada, yada.
This is wild.
But what I'm saying is
you share your screen and walk us through an event.
Well, but what I'm saying is, and that's just one event. So I'll do that with a lot of things. It's not as easy to do that on Instagram where you're just getting a picture of something.
I mean, it has
and you go through
and
you go through the comments and it's just like WWLL fire.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, so like it's not.
Where can people find you if you're no longer on Twitter?
I mean, I'm on Instagram. 2.5 pod. You know, we out here. We on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but where can they get? You may not be doing the same things you were doing on Twitter that you're going to be doing on Reddit. So like, how do you get those thoughts out that you just have on a whim?
I
like,
never
or something.
My thing is I don't know, because I was never a person who actively tweeted. I just
just for the research. So you'll do the research other
so
places.
I'm not the one out there being like, what the fuck? I'm not responding to people. Okay. I'm not tweeting my thoughts. I'm literally
he's maybe a bot himself.
I'm spectating. I'm really spectating. I got my popcorn. Like, I'm just watching. I'm like, oh shit, what y'all say? And then my favorite thing is, this is why I do this. I'll see one tweet and I'll start looking through comments and stuff like that, and I'll be like, everyone's saying.
Yeah. No, he'll do that to me all the time. He'll be like, bro, I don't know, but like the streets are really not feeling this. And I'm like, what are the streets? And he's like,
he's like, bro, Twitter. Rob from the streets.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing is, some people are trolls, and some people, you'll see people be like, I don't know, it felt like this album was very inauthentic. I feel like I saw no growth. And I'll be like, you right on that, or you wilding on that shit, you fake fan, or whatever. You know what I mean? But like, it helps me get an understanding, because here's another thing too, is on Twitter, everyone wants to have the different point of view, because no one wants to just be like everyone else. So you get everyone giving different points of views because they have to. So
Mhm.
like if everyone if the general consensus is that an album is bad, I'll see someone be like, on the low, this album ain't even really that bad. Y'all just ain't. And then I'm like, okay, that means the general consensus is that it's bad because someone's opposing opinion has to be different. So there's a lot of mental gymnastics to Twitter.
No, I got you. It's a similar thing on Instagram. It's just that's funny that that's how we view it. Like we see people's comments and that's how we kind of decide like, okay, maybe it's good, maybe it's not. And if
Well,
if the comments don't align, then you
Right.
kind of have to go and like,
and you're like,
you
no,
know,
they're wild.
yeah, some people are like, it's good, some people's bad. It's like, then I might have to listen to it because now I need to know if it is or not. But if all the people say it's bad, it's like, well, why am I going to waste my time watching
This is the next step. This is when you start getting really toxic in yourself. So
yeah.
the next one is reading an actual news article and then going to the comment section of the news article.
Oh my god.
There's only like 2 comments ever.
No,
Are there more for you?
No,
sometimes I'll be like, I'll see a murder and they'll be like, it's crazy that they didn't investigate that boyfriend. Shit look kind of sketchy. And I'll be like, damn, shit did look kind of sketchy. And then I start doing more research. And then I'll be like, yo, so this is what happened, but supposedly.
Yeah, but this is what the people say.
This is what the streets are saying.
Yeah.
Damn.
So what do we
Internet
think? What do we
sleuth.
think? Is Twitter gonna make it out of this? Is it a wrap?
No, they're gonna make it out of this. Elon already posted pictures from the Twitter headquarters with his crew that he's got in there. One thing he's really pointing out, like, which is like, I kind of respect it. He pretty much said, yo, we're moving on to more of an engineering standpoint here. Like everyone needs to basically be engineers that are here at Twitter because that's what this
Isn't
is.
that what they are?
Yeah, but everyone's moderators and content. Like no one's actually writing code. No one's actually like doing things. He's like, we're a software company. At the end of the day, we need to be fucking making software.
Ruben?
Yeah, no, I mean it's difficult. I don't know if I would have taken that deal, but I do see that point of view where it's like, if this were to work out and I'm the person who stuck through and like really challenged myself, things like that. I agree in that they need to innovate. They're not making enough money. They're losing too much. So it's either like make it or break it. So I don't know. Homeboy's just swinging at anything and hoping that it hits. I think he's very not smart, but like, or like his decisioning is just terrible.
Is it, or are we seeing it that way? Because here's how it's been going on with me, right?
All right, if you pay
I've been actively
amount, if you pay double the amount for something, I mean, that's dumb, regardless of who you are, right? If somebody sold you,
I think he didn't. I think it's dumb. I don't think he read the fine print. I think he didn't realize what he was getting himself into.
Bro,
I think he wanted to disrupt.
Just got too big.
No, I think he wanted to disrupt. I don't think he actually wanted to do this. I think he wanted to disrupt the system, and then once they made him buy it, he was like,
"They didn't make him buy it. He said he wanted to buy it.
He said he wanted to buy it,
and then he signed without reading." Bro, if you're a chump, you're a chump. Like that's it. He played himself.
And now, but hold on. So here's my
if he needs to fix it, I hope he does. And then the people that stay, I hope that they, kill it, and hopefully like this turns into something good. Because I don't want Zen to be going to Reddit for his news. He needs to go to Twitter and get the ear to the streets.
Right, but there's a lot of conflicting things right now because it's like we all.
I thought he'd like that. He's like, sure.
Look. We all look at what's going on, like the mass firings and stuff, right? And we see it because it's under new management, and we see like what Elon's specifically doing. But not nearly as many people are talking about the mass amount of firings that are happening in Amazon and Facebook when they're realizing that they don't need nearly as many people. This is a change in the economy. There's a change in the way that things are kind of going right now. And I think a lot of things are being redistributed as far as like workforce.
That's
and he's under a big.
Before it was a workers' market. Like you could it was very easy to find work and you could negotiate very well. Now that jobs are tightening up, it's like now like businesses have more power in the sense of like, oh, well, you kind of need this job and it's a whole thing. But I think the way he did it was terrible, and I don't think anybody can disagree.
I don't know if it's the way that he did it. I think it's the way that it's being reported because.
No,
it's a weird
the
thing
way he
where
did
it's like,
is terrible. Zen,
I don't know, bro. It's crazy.
Day,
it's crazy, bro. The way he did it.
Zen, this is how it happened. Imagine that right now your laptop restarts and then you try to get on it and then you can no longer use it. Your whole laptop is bricked, everything is bricked, and then that's how you found out you were fired. Basically, you were just at home
I
and
get
then
it.
your laptop closes and you're just fired.
No, I get it. I mean, companies have done crazy shit like that. In my industry, the big talk has been there was situations where they would call everybody in for a company meeting, and then when they'd get to the company, they would have a sign on the door that'd be like, "Hey, we closed. Leave your trucks. Go home."
Yo.
Damn,
And
that's
sometimes,
wild. I guess I haven't experienced it.
and
Right?
that's the thing is,
maybe
look,
that's
it's
that
that's
is
what it.
insane.
That's the thing is, you just don't see it on social media. You know what I mean? Because this is
Yeah.
so.
it was just
hold on.
it's like the internet. It's a magnifying glass to something that happens commonly, but it's just all eyes are on it.
Right,
So
and
we
all
think
eyes
it's
are
crazy.
on Elon because he's the person that
Yeah.
people look at. Like, right. My whole thing with Live Nation is, who is Live Nation?
Who owns
Yeah.
Live Nation? Let me look it up.
No, but like, so when we see something
We'll
going
get
on
his
with
name
Twitter,
right now.
Get his name right.
when we see something going on with Twitter, we're like Elon. When we see something going on with Amazon, we go Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these nameless companies that do shit like this, and we just go, damn, that company did that. But we're not looking at the
Yeah.
one person who's behind there doing that. And the fact
Yeah, but
that
also
it's going on,
it's a way larger company than like any smaller company. So I think that's also why there's a lot of people.
no, but there's a lot of these big nameless these big companies that have such a nameless like face to it. Record labels are the biggest ones. Record labels are the big thing. So it's like when something happens to the Rock Nation, you think Jay-Z. Something goes on with
Right.
Columbia, you're not thinking about who's behind that.
But how many people are they firing? How are they firing? I guess like the magnitude, I feel like.
All
is not
right.
there.
Live Nation is
Twitter's
owned by
huge.
Liberty Media Corporation, which is
See.
another corporation. So a corporation owns a corporation.
Right, which makes them so far removed from any of the
So then you
decisions they have
gotta
to
go,
make.
who owns Liberty Corporation?
Because that's the thing is, everyone is just a number in these companies. So it's like
Yeah.
shit like that happens all the time, but it's just not really looked at as that. So right now on Twitter, everyone on Twitter is talking about Twitter. That's why. So they become news things. So I don't know if you saw the big one where it's like someone said something on Twitter, one of the Twitter workers, and then Elon responds with, "That's false. The data shows X, Y, and Z. Show me the proof that what you're saying is correct." And then someone goes, "I wouldn't take that shit if I were you." And Elon goes, "He's fired." But it's because it's so, for me, the way that I see it, I'm on Twitter every day. My use of Twitter and the way that I navigate it and the way that my features work, nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed on Twitter is the content on Twitter about people talking about Twitter. So the only thing that's changed, none of my actual features, none of my actual use of the app has changed, which makes me think that nothing's actually wrong with the app itself right now. It's just people on Twitter talking about Twitter because it's the hot thing to talk about.
Okay. So
and everyone on Twitter wants they still want clout.
Okay. If we're gonna do the Civil War meme, like the Avengers Civil War meme, who's on what side? What's like? Is it like the streets not feeling Elon, and then, or is it like Elon versus like Twitter HQ? Like what's happening? Like
what I'm seeing, Twitter users, in my opinion, average Twitter users are not anti Elon. The ones who are anti Elon are.
He goes, the ones that are anti-Elon are
well, technically,
He's like,
it is people.
Stupid leftists.
Well, I don't think it's anti.
No. I'm gonna explain. No, I'm gonna explain what's going on.
Ideas.
No, let me explain truly what this boils down to. Ruben, what? Twitter is the place where you're able to cancel people. Twitter is the place where people's voices are allowed to be so loud that you get to
get it.
Hold on. So the people who cancel people, are upset that they're no longer able to cancel people.
What?
So
you can
Andrew
still cancel
Tate
the people.
No, Andrew Tate's back. His bans got lifted. That's a huge loss. When AOC starts tweeting about something, that's how I know that the left is upset about it. Like, she lets me know. So like the left is upset at Ticketmaster and Elon right now. Like that's the big that's the big thing that the left's upset at right now. The average Twitter user isn't complaining about the $8 a month thing, because if they don't want to do it, they just don't do it. The ones who are complaining about it are the ones who felt like their blue check mark made them special and they were able to say things about people, and now it's left up to the commoners to be able to do that. That's what I've noticed. You're not on
No.
Twitter like me, dog.
Okay.
I'm seeing the
All right, all right, all
landscape.
right. As the moderator of this debate, I think
You're looking at it from a company perspective because of your
Hold
job,
on,
and I
hold
get
on.
it.
As a self-appointed moderator here, I think I'm gonna have to give it points in.
What?
With that
Explain.
last
Not
point.
at all. But I haven't gotten to talk because that just keeps talking.
Because
Yo,
look, the whole thing that I'm just
Hey,
seeing
what I
on here.
say?
All right, go
Nah,
ahead,
I
go
get
ahead,
my
go ahead.
chance. I get my
Go
chance.
ahead, go
Alright,
ahead,
go,
go
go,
ahead,
go,
go
go,
ahead.
go.
This is a terrible
Let's stand back.
decision
What's the
by
terrible
a
decision?
person paying twice the amount for a company that you know nothing about because you didn't read the paper. Nobody told him to do that. He's an adult. He decided to make a terrible decision. He made that decision. Then he's like, damn, I paid way too much. I'm already 40 billion in the hole because I'm a dumbass. Now this shit ain't even working. So now I need to fire all these people because what the fuck am I going to do? I'm going to fire the people at the top because I'm paying them way too much. I'm going to fire the people at the bottom because they don't know enough. I'm going to keep the people in the middle. Ah, shit, I fucked the morale up because I just fired everyone above and under them. All right, so nobody really wants to work and we're still losing way too much money. Twitter Blue is making 4 million a month, which is what they're losing a day. So they can pay for a day in a month. It's just the math ain't mathing.
Right.
So super in the hole. And then now you send out another message saying, hey, bro, I'm going to overwork y'all because my dumbass made a terrible decision and I fired too many people, so many people that we sent out emails to try to rehire people. All of this does not make sense. It's just bad decisions. It's just terrible.
All right.
I hope that he figures it out.
All right. All right.
Point five.
I'll give you that.
All right,
I'll
let's
give you
break
that.
it there.
All right.
Another person that is very controversial decided that they're running for president again.
All right.
Yeah, they're running it back.
What do y'all
I think.
What do y'all
honestly-
think is gonna happen?
Hold on,
honestly,
real
I-
quick, just to end it on this
Okay.
part.
Okay.
They still have yet. Hold on. I'm tying it. I'm on the next subject. I'm on the next subject. I'm on the next
Yo,
subject.
this guy's crazy.
I'm on the next subject.
He's like, I don't.
They
know.
have yet to make the decision on if Trump's going to be unbanned on Twitter.
Oh, he's not unbanned yet?
He's not unbanned yet. Do we think that him running, for one, does Trump win without Twitter? Twitter was where he was really promoting his shit the most.
Yeah, because I don't know his true social numbers,
Sure.
and I don't think we would ever get the real numbers on Truth Social. So
Yeah.
I
You don't think
know.
we'd get the truth on Truth?
I mean, sorry, you're right. It's nothing but the truth.
No, but
Oh.
so they haven't made that decision yet, which I also think is interesting, which means they're not going full fledged. One more thing, I actually just want, and this probably is point you. One thing that he said, that Elon said that was very interesting, was that freedom of speech does not equal freedom of reach. And what he says is that anything that
he said freedom ain't free.
what he said is that he's not going to suspend anybody. He's not going to block anybody. He's not going to do any of that. But basically, content that I don't know what the structure is of what determines it will basically just be pushed down to the bottom. And you have to actively search for it if you want to see that content. Not that it's going to be unavailable.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be.
He needs to
the top.
monetize. He needs to monetize Twitter. So, like, how do you basically make money off of it?
And you need to make advertisers happy.
Yeah, it can't just be. Yeah, exactly. He needs to make it work. I hope that it works. I hope that it stays. I hope that it gets better. It's what he wanted. But all the decisions.
If he offered you something, would you go to Twitter?
If he offered me something, would I go to Twitter?
Yeah, like if you got a really good offer to go work for Twitter.
Because he knows it could. It's too that no.
Yeah, man. I think it'd be too risky. I wouldn't go.
You'd have to pay for your own lunch.
No, the safer bet, the safest.
Do they have to do that now?
No, so that's what happened. So okay,
the safest
I
bet at this
quickly
point
want
is
to talk about this one point. I quickly want to talk about. I'm going to breeze through it. So basically, Twitter lunch used to be free at the Twitter headquarters.
It's not anymore.
Well, no, because according to Elon, according to Elon, no one's at the office, so they're spending $400 a lunch, and they're spending like X amount of money a month, and no one's even at the office. Like the percentage of people eating lunch is so low, and that here's where the thing is like.
I've been to the office.
Look, that seems super unrelatable to me, right? This is the kind of
Yeah.
stuff where, as a normal person, I'm like, what the fuck? It makes me question everything else. So people on Twitter, workers, are complaining about the fact. So first they're complaining about the fact that they have to go to the office. Now they're complaining about the fact that they have to pay for lunch, which is like the average person who works a job has to go to their fucking office and buy their own lunch.
Bro, you act like you would never work a job where you just complain to complain. Like,
And-
even if
that's literally
it didn't affect you, like, you're still gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
That
what
option
you don't
is no longer
realize
available.
is that in the tech world, that is common to give free food. It's weird, like, to change that perspective. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, before, it was more of a workers thing, where it's like, bro, there's so many places that offer free food. There's so many places that, like, it's literally it's like a meme of like, how can I like give them something that they haven't seen before, bro? Like, they'd be like, free iPhones if you come work for us type of deal, like on some T-Mobile Sprint type of bullshit.
You just gotta sign a 2-year contract with us. We'll give you a free phone.
But now you're seeing companies basically be like, okay, we need to tighten up. So that's why you see, like, at Google, the motto is rest and vest. Basically, like, bro, just chill and let the money like be made and just kind of work it. And now they're trying to kind of be like, okay, we actually need y'all to work, like trying to grind it out. And so it's kind of like the tech world was so new that basically they got to decide a lot of the terms that they worked at. So that's why I think that the working conditions are better. And so that's the other argument where people are like, well, we pushed so far to get all these things because we think that people should have this. Like, these companies are making way too much money, right? To not at least give us like a little bit to like kind of appease us or like make us happy. So it's like, we work so hard, and then now they're kind of like pushing back, like, nah, actually, we're taking away all these things that you like. I see it both ways. I don't know.
Part of me feels like here's how I see it.
The companies are bleeding, right? They gotta cut the costs that are, like, what's the lowest thing we can cut without actually ruining our product? All right, we're losing however much money you said on providing our workers free lunch. There's not enough people actually using this benefit. All right, that's getting cut. Like,
yeah, I agree.
What it seems like to me, and this is just where my recklessness comes out from, like, the industry that I'm at. I just think that y'all's industry has been so spoiled that they're kind of like parents.
I
that basically they're acting like when their parents cut them off. Is like the energy that I'm getting here, where it's like nothing is truly unfair. It's just unfair for this industry, and they're not used to it. And that's kind of why I don't have that much sympathy for it. Because like I come from an industry where all this shit is just normal. This is everyday shit. We live in Texas where it's a right to work state where they don't even have to like prove shit to fire you.
It just goes on the business owner, right? Like, they made these decisions. They made these decisions to hire more people, to get more people interested. You need a good workforce. So by having these benefits, people are like, I want to work for you. And then now they're at a different position. They're at a different time where now they have the workers they need, maybe, or too many workers. And so now they need to kind of get rid of some of the extra stuff that really wasn't necessary.
Yeah,
it's kind of like an investment in their future.
Yeah, I also think it's a little more conspiratorial.
Like we might have to take away
at the end of the day, it's a business, and then hopefully they're making enough to be positive.
We got to take away the cuts on memberships. We got to take away like.
Do we believe that there's also an angle where it's the type of people that work there, right? So the type of people that would like.
Okay, we're talking so much about Twitter. We need to go back to.
No. Yeah,
I just think this is very interesting because this is really about, like, from a company's perspective. Really quick, my whole thing is just that, like, I also feel like there's a portion of this that could also be attributed to, is it that the type of people that like the incentives are also difficult to work with in the way that Elon. This isn't out of the ordinary for Elon. Like, I know people that work for SpaceX. This is pretty consistent to the way he runs his other businesses. They're just not being tweeted about all the time. Like, this isn't super out of the ordinary for him to be like, you need to work long hours. You need to be dedicated and devoted to what's going on here. And if there's people who are not dedicated and devoted to what's going on there, and they're there for free lunches and to work from home and to have an easy going situation, that's not necessarily who he wants employed by him. And if you want to work for that type of company, cool. But it seems like he's very into that grind culture shit, really into like basically the way the video game industry works, which no one talks about, is just don't fucking ever sleep. Keep on grinding. Keep on making shit happen for the next release. and that's the culture
Yeah.
of video game.
That's why Ruben
production.
didn't go into that industry, because it's like less pay for like 3 times the work, right?
And I think that he's just basically looking for, like, weeding out the people who he knows aren't about that shit. And sometimes it sounds crazy, but I think there's a mix of both. I do think a lot of what you're saying, he has to figure out how to make this shit work now that he has it.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a business, so he can run it however he wants. It's just he overpaid, and we know that.
Yeah, so we'll see.
And he fired a lot of
Hopefully-
people, and we know that.
Hopefully it's not RIP Twitter, because
Hopefully not.
Twitter, the
'Cause
Wild
it-
Wild
'cause
West,
no-
dude.
not-
Like,
not only
I
not
hope
only-
he does bring Vine back, because Twitter did own that, and that
Yeah.
like I
he
feel
was
like
supposedly
then the
going to
streets would
offer
be hyped.
Logan Paul. He was supposed to offer Logan Paul $1 billion to revamp Vine.
I will
'Cause
say
Logan was like the original Viner, kind of.
I will say this, because
Sure.
it's
You don't remember that? That was really the thing. It was like,
like, dude, if
Yeah,
Twitter-
but like, all right.
yeah, all right. Just to end it, put a little bow on it. It's crazy that if Twitter does go away, like, yes, a lot of these like legendary tweets that are funny will go away. But the crazy thing is how much money he's gonna lose if Twitter RIPs. It's like a lot.
I mean, he already lost the money. He can't really lose anymore.
true.
He already lost.
now he has to just figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah, how do you get out the hole? That'd be crazy to watch.
Hey, what if Twitter just becomes, you know how like Slack is for like other companies? What if like they're just like, yo, fuck it, it's private now. Twitter's just Slack for Tesla and SpaceX.
Yeah.
Honestly, Slack competitor might Slack got bought up by Salesforce, so maybe Twitter gets bought up. What if Twitter got bought up by someone else? Like I'll buy it off of like, I think Elon's too proud. What if someone's like, I'll
I
buy
think
it off
so,
of
too.
for like $5 billion? It's just like,
Yeah,
God
he'd be
damn.
like, nah.
He'd still
nah.
lose out. That'd be crazy of a loss, though.
But anyway, to wrap that up, homeboys. I'm not gonna call him homeboy, but this guy's trying to get run it back. He's running
Donald
it
Trump
back.
is
Donnie
trying
T,
to. He said
Donnie
the
T.
point. Why are you so scared to say, bro? Why are you so scared to show what you really feel, dog?
No.
That hat started turning red mad quick. Just
What I will say, can I say one thing?
I don't
just
think the
joking.
Republicans are actually feeling it, bro. Like, I genuinely
You
like.
thought I was feeling you?
No, that I really do feel like most Republicans want DeSantis
damn,
from
every
Florida.
Republican is Ice Spice.
I think they really do want DeSantis to be the Republican nominee. I think that's who.
That's
they
only
genuinely
people in the
want.
South. If you're up north, you don't know who DeSantis is.
I don't know,
Yeah,
bro.
and
So
I feel like he
here's
made
what's
a
gonna
big
happen.
splash. But
No, he
not
made a
a
big
lot-
splash
not
here
a
for
lot
the
of
South.
people- not a lot of people knew who Obama was, and here's the thing, bro. He's got like a lot of good PR in that world, and I don't think he's got his hands dirty that much to where he could make a legit run. Because what's the dirt, you know? Like,
All right, hold on. Here's where I see it right now is I don't know who's a strong Democratic candidate to run against Biden.
Yo, that's a crazy thing too.
So basically, all DeSantis and Trump is going to do, they're going to split their votes between the Republicans, and I don't think it's going to
If they both run,
work.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
if
one
both
of them,
run.
and Trump decided, so most likely Trump will just run. And
Trump will have to
that'll be
run,
it.
and DeSantis will have to back him.
Yeah.
Yeah, DeSantis might run in the primary, right? And
Mhm.
so then they might compete in that aspect.
And then he'll
But-
just like back off.
But basically,
Yeah.
like, it's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
not going to be
But it's
beneficial.
also-
It's just going to split them.
But it's risky. Like, if you're trying to, like, if DeSantis were to go for it, you're going against like the legendary like shit talker, bro. Like, he is going to, if you have anything on you, his
That's
team's
why I
gonna
wish he
get
did.
it. And
Because it'd be wild. Twitter
Yeah.
would go insane.
yeah,
Twitter would be crazy.
But it happened before in history. Roosevelt tried to run again and split the Republican or whatever that vote was at the time, and then the opposing side won. So that's why it's not like uncommon, like it has happened once before. And so people know that if it happens again, it'll split the vote and the Democrats will win. So they need to just get one person. The issue is that they don't know if Trump is in line, and then the way he did things, like he definitely is dumb at least, because he should have waited to announce after the Georgia runoff, right? With the dude who has like multiple children and fucking hilarious. Yeah, it just
and
it'll split the vote, and they just don't
to
know if he's in
mention-
line.
Not to mention he's got all these cases on him. Like, I love that like, going back to the Jay Chappelle joke where he's like, I've been fired from jobs before. Like, I may have taken a stapler or like a mouse or something,
But you
but
know,
I never took work.
He's like, you know what I've never
Oh,
taken home?
yeah.
Work.
Yeah.
He's like, y'all talk about he never see these briefings. All of a sudden, he got them all around the house and
Yeah.
shit.
Hey, he really was. He's spitting facts. He's spitting facts.
But here's the thing that I want to like. in my opinion, and this might just sound crazy, but
On
like
your own humble opinion.
when Trump was in office, everything as far as like your day to day, what's going on in your life, didn't seem to change too much in a crazy way, other than the fact that like taxes were a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But the news media was acting like we're burning and we're like in a fucking purgatory every goddamn day. And
That's
now
true.
with Biden,
It's a lot more calm.
I
That
don't.
is
It's a lot
kinda
more
what I
calm on the
miss.
media, but
Mm-hmm.
the country, you look around, and you're like, the fuck going on with gas prices? Like, damn, my fucking wallet hurting. Like, wait, the McDoubles went up to how much? Like, shit's going crazy now.
It is
So
I
crazy.
agree.
I'm curious. I think this this has shown us, at least our generation, because I'm sure like our parents and or like they've seen this type of shit. But for us, it's really making me see that the media isn't a representation of what the fuck's going on right now, and really makes you be like, people do pick things for their news stories. And like as soon as Trump went, then they moved on to like Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan. Like they needed other people to be against, but no one's saying that shit about Biden. Like the normal people have to be like, yo, Biden falling asleep anytime he does a speech, and then the media will be like, you know, Biden doing a great job, and you're just like, okay,
no way can, no
you
way
know what I
can
mean?
Biden, like, he can't make it another 4 years. Like, he can't. Like, he's
Hey,
barely there
chill.
now. No, bro, like, it's just no, like, it's just
Another
I'm
thing
not-
is,
I'm not-
have y'all even seen Kamala? Like, I don't even know where the fuck
I
they're
don't
hiding
even,
her.
I don't even all I remember from
That's
Kamala
true.
was saying, Joe, we did it, and it's a wrap. We ain't seen her since.
Real talk, like
She went out sneaker shopping before the election. She got some trash chucks, and then that's it.
all I'm saying
Did
is
she get
that
some
like
trash checks? That's what she bought.
Yeah.
part of me feels like all the people who were like anti-Trump online before are finally going to kind of be like, maybe we shouldn't be as anti-Trump all of a sudden, because now it's the opposite like thing, you know. It's kind of like that contrarian
thing.
Kind of where like now, like before, one rapper would say they fuck with Trump and people would be like, yo, what the
But
fuck, dude, that's
some
crazy.
of the stuff he was saying was wild. Like stuff he was saying was wild.
Some of the stuff he was saying was wild, and you know why he was saying that. The reason he was saying that was to appease to the average everyday people that weren't feeling represented. That's like the same thing that Chappelle was talking about in his thing. You know what I mean? It's like that idea of like the system's all fucked up. How do you know the system's fucked up? Because I use it.
Yeah.
And so you've never heard someone be so honest about shit. Everyone else is basically having a fucked up system.
Who paid for the wall? Who paid for the wall?
Did we even wall? I don't even remember I was
I don't
walling
know,
up
bro.
like that.
The fence still looking.
Yeah, we've been walling. The fence is weak.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been seeing Mexicans just swim under that shit.
Yo, that was just Wakanda forever, bro.
Oh shit! Sorry, I thought I was watching CNN. I didn't realize I was Wakanda forever. I thought I was watching CNN. Shit.
Hey.
But with that being said, we're gonna see. I don't know who Pablo's gonna vote for.
I can't vote.
Will you be able to vote by 2024?
No, it doesn't move that fast.
It doesn't?
No.
Damn, dog, you taking forever, dog.
Hey, just tell me who you vote for, and then I'll tell everybody else, and then I'll vote for who I want to. No, I'm just kidding.
No, all I'm saying is once I'm in that booth, I'm gonna see how I feel at that moment.
You hit him with
once I'm in that booth, if I do that, then I gotta vote Republican. If I hit a rosary, I gotta vote Republican.
The hat goes backward. And you're just
Yo,
like this.
well, who would Marco vote for?
Marco will vote Democratic because abortions.
Oh my god, yo, this guy's crazy.
I mean, that's true. No, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I mean, if you out here getting everyone else's girls, I mean, like the fuck I'm fuck I'm gonna look like.
I do wish that the news was I do miss the fact that like every day, like basically you'd know what Trump was doing. It's like literally like a camera just following him around.
But everyone seemed upset every fucking day. Wasn't that like everyone acted like that affected their lives and shit? Like everyone really acted, but it didn't. Like that's the thing is that they showed it to you as if it was gonna affect your life. And then
student loans are getting paid off is all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is that I saw a little more money in my paychecks because taxes have switched up a little bit.
A little more
on the real, on my everyday, like that's what I had seen. You know how hard it was to like debate against Trump while I'm getting more money.
I'm about to see a bunch of those what is it? I did that stickers come out of Zen's pockets
Hold on,
that they
hold
put
on.
on the gas stations.
Hey, hey,
Yeah.
who gave us the stimmies though?
Damn, that's true.
Who stimmied us
They
up?
did give us the
First of
stimmy.
all, who vaccinated us, dog?
I don't
Pfizer.
even know.
Yo,
Yeah.
okay, hold on.
The
Can we-
vaccine was out under Trump administration.
Can we talk about the weird like
But can you
vaccine
take
commercials
credit
where-
if you were anti the vaccine?
He
Wait,
wasn't
he
anti
took
the
it.
vaccine.
He took it.
He took the vaccine.
That's why.
He wasn't anti the
Yeah, he
vaccine.
took it, but he was
He
like,
was
"Ah,
anti
I don't know."
shutting things down.
That's when QAnon like turned on him when
He
they were
was-
like, oh wait, he's not the same. He's not.
He was anti messing the economy up.
My memory's bad. All right, I believe y'all. Trump.
But I'm not saying
I'm too
Trump
tired of
2024
debating.
because that's crazy.
No, I'm not saying Trump 2024 either.
I don't vote.
Okay.
But
I'm just saying.
See, I
it's
just
gonna-
need to
whatever
give in a
happens,
little, and then y'all like switch up. Like, no, but I have to fight it, and then I'm like, bro, I'm done. Like, y'all are right. Like, fuck. All right.
But
right,
I wasn't. Wait, what did I do? What did I do? I'm not for
You
him.
didn't do anything. Yeah, that's what I like. No, what I'm saying is I just need to give in a little quicker, and y'all will switch up.
No,
Because right now y'all are like,
no. Real talk.
like, bro, previous end ridiculous. Me right now.
Yo, could never. All I'm saying
The
is,
ops.
all I'm saying is, bro, like my family keeps like they troll me saying that like, oh, you know, this second you get your papers, you know, you're gonna switch up on everybody, and
well, have we
Because it
been
happens,
seeing the writing on the
because it
walls, dude?
happens.
No, but
Because
we've
it
also been
Because
seeing
it
the right.
happens.
Okay, but not only that, look at the industry that he went into. You went into a traditionally liberal industry. He went into a traditionally Republican industry.
that, I don't. That
Yeah,
doesn't think
but,
that has
like,
to do anything.
The whole, I guess,
It
the
does.
whole. It's not even
Because
that.
if
It's
you
just
vote
like,
your
hey,
own interests, if you vote your own interest and you're not thinking about everybody else in your life and you're thinking about your family, it makes a lot more sense for you to vote for things that are going to help your industry. Like, why would you not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're thinking of the common good, kind of. It's just like
Yeah.
that's what I hate, kind of, because like people who get their citizenship or like become citizens or you know become a part of the voting system and everything, it's like you forgot where you came from. Like these people that are coming here illegally are like your parents, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the way you should see it. It's like
No, for sure.
why like how did you feel when you were in that position
Yeah.
and nobody was helping you out and your family was like going through the worst things and nobody was there? And it's like I don't want another kid to go through that. I want them
Yeah.
to have opportunities and be able
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
cool
It's
shit.
like by the
But-
grace
It's
of God,
like,
like I made it to
If
where
a
I
piece
am.
of my paycheck will help, then let's
Yeah.
do it. And then if it's
But-
not going to, then we need to change something.
If you did it and you went through that, then you feel like you pulled yourself up through your bootstraps and you feel like
Yo,
other
this
people
guy's
should be able to do that
crazy.
too.
Yeah, but not everybody.
No, but I
like
think
me
that's
or,
the
like,
reason.
Not everybody's.
Yeah.
But I think that's
Yeah,
the
I
reason
get it,
people
but I'm just
feel
like
that way.
that's a short-sighted way of seeing it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but we're not all in the same position. Some people don't have it, some people do. I'm not saying it's the best method, but definitely helping others is a lot better than just
Yeah.
What
being
I
like,
think is the
hey,
people's
bro,
idea.
like I need a third pool in Katy because of whatever reason. Like it just doesn't make sense. There's a bunch of people who live like in poverty and are struggling day to day, not knowing if they're gonna eat. And it's just like it just doesn't make sense to me, like the voting aspect of it. Just like we can't help these people because I need like to be extra secure that like it's just like
Yeah.
No, I get it, but I think people's idea of the American dream changes once they're here. People look at
all I'm
America
saying-
from the other side of the fence
Here's
Yeah.
and say this is what you got to do, and then once you're here and you realize what it really is, and
Yeah.
it's about being the most. Technically, it's about being the most savage. Not giving a fuck about people is the way you're going to succeed. So it's
Yeah,
kind of like
but-
because that's what capitalism.
but is that the way you want to
that's-
succeed?
But that's not true, bro.
if you
Look
come
at-
to America?
No, that's not
I would
true.
argue yes.
No,
Hey.
I would argue. I would argue.
Nah,
that,
nah,
I would
nah.
argue
I
if you
would
came to
argue
America,
that
yes.
I would argue that the GOAT Mattress Mac himself. I actually started doing a lot of research on him, bro. He has a trade school for his workers to go for free if they want to like get into something different. He feeds them all. He has a daycare for his workers. Like
Yeah, that's
You
why
talk
he has
about-
so much respect in
It
Houston.
just sounds mad
Like, we're-
socialist to me.
We're not talking about what's his name?
Joel Osteen.
yeah.
Joel Osteen. Did I tell y'all I got banned on Reddit
No, why?
on r/Houston because I posted a meme about Joel Osteen, and it was fucking wild. I never been banned on Reddit, and it was just like when hurricane season hits and then it's just somebody locking a door, Joel Osteen, and it's just like this.
And they banned
That
you
was the
off
meme.
of it?
Yeah.
I just put what did I say? I just said, hey, the mods are asleep. You know, it's like a meme, like the mods are asleep and you just do something. They say you can't post memes, so I'm like, the mods are asleep this. And they banned me, and then I messaged them like, why'd you ban me? And they go, because you knew, you even wrote the mods are asleep. And that's when I knew r/Houston is not the place to be. Pro Joel Osteen, and they just not in the jokes. I feel like they're over the age of 50 or something.
But like,
and I hope one of them watches this.
To go back to me switching up though, I always have this joke that I'm gonna try to reverse gentrify Memorial, and then I like was talking about it to Elvira one day.
Branch.
And she just goes, what are you talking about? You act like your industry didn't already gentrify you. And I'm just like, all right.
Dog, real talk though.
God,
like,
Pablo.
I mean, look, that's the thing though. That's the thing. Like, okay, Elvira be calling him out sometimes. Like one time he was listening to Joe Rogan in the crib. Yeah. Like he was just like doing dishes, cooking, listening to Joe Rogan, and she gets home and she's like, "Are you listening to Joe Rogan?" And he goes, yeah, but it's like a pretty interesting episode. It's like everyone's saying crazy shit about him, but it's kind of like they're not really seeing. She's like, "Are you defending him?" And then from there, like, you know, Pablo one time, I don't even.
Yeah, no, it's weird. I didn't know that he was such a controversial topic. Like I thought it was.
Well, it happened once Trump was gone.
Okay,
he replaced Trump.
Somebody was talking to me about it here, and they're like,
the lefty didn't scapegoat or like someone to like just write stories about.
And pretty much once the pandemic came and Trump was out, and then he said using ivermectin is a good thing to help, like when you're like, you know, help prevent COVID. And there's a lot of research behind that. And there's two different types of ivermectin, one of which is a horse tranquilizer or horse medicine. And so everyone's like, oh, he's taking horse pills. So then they're like, you're telling people not to get vaccinated and to take horse pills instead. Yeah. And then, you know, a lot of stuff like that's happened, but it's kind of whatever. Like now he's careful about getting both sides of the coin and shit. And
the N-word stuff.
He's not who I'd go to, you know, for my vaccine questions.
Well, but here's the thing is that he's talking to experts.
He is
like, he's not, but he talks to a lot of experts, and you can't really deny that.
Why not you just listen to why do all his experts disagree with all of the other experts?
Well, they don't. He gets both people. A lot of the times they do. But no. Look. My whole thing, look, and I'm not even, I don't even be listening to him like that. My whole thing is, if
one episode said it was one episode.
He's an alternative media platform. I'm not going to call him a news platform. He's an alternative media platform. So if everyone on CNN, CNN is talking about one thing, it would make sense for the alternative media outlet to get the other perspective. But now he has to give both perspectives in order to make everybody feel comfortable about it. But people just look at him and they're like, he's telling lies or what. Here's the problem. No one would give a fuck if Joe Rogan's reach wasn't more than CNN's and more than Fox and more than the New York Times. Yeah. So their problem is that the media no longer has control over the narrative. So if Joe Rogan gives a different narrative, he is now responsible. Like the White House had to fucking make a statement about something Joe said.
Because that's what I'm saying. I mean, your source of truth now. Right. So it's just we need a source of truth that is actually true, and so it's like we don't really know.
But he never says that he's a source of truth. He's just entertaining.
I get it. Yeah, exactly. But people are dumb, so
people
just will be put it out there. We are not a source of truth.
That's why. That's the thing too. Is like if I say something, I don't want people to take anything that I say as like truth. Like I'm just out here making jokes.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
This is a character.
Whoa,
yo,
bro, I'll be on some real shit, but I'm just saying it's like I'll be authentic, I'll be for the people, but it's like I'm on Twitter, dog. Like I don't know everything. Like I'm not sitting down with experts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
we're just the homies.
But Joe himself is an expert in MMA, and you want to talk about. Sorry.
You're right. Oh, there we go. That was his attempt at a transition. Sorry. No. We didn't catch it. I was and okay. All right. Let's. Can you re-say that?
Run it back.
I don't know if I want to re-say it.
No, you got it.
If not, like I don't want to take it over. But go ahead.
Yeah. So Joe Rogan.
All right. So when we're talking about
can't do
Joe,
it.
all right. So like with talking about Joe, we get that like he's not an expert on everything, but one thing that he is an expert on is UFC and the MMA because he
Just
is
martial arts
commentating.
in general.
So a lot of stuff's been going on. So like I know you wanted to talk about this last week, and we really didn't get to touch on it because I really didn't get all that information about what happened with Israel Adesanya. He
lost, man.
He lost his last fight,
but he pulled up to flagrant.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone lose with this much grace. Like if anything, like it kind of hyped me up to try things because it's like, okay, like if you take the L, it's just an L. Like it doesn't mean it's not the end of the world. Like
Yeah.
because then you end up like DJ Khaled, who can't take the fact that he lost to Tyler.
And basically, by what it seems like, he's such an anime fan that a lot of like the way he sees his career is kind of like an anime saga. So it's like, okay, I lost this match. I lost this match, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to become greater from this and use this.
I'm still the next Hokage,
and I'm going to like beat him eventually, and I'm gonna do these things, and this is a part of my story. This isn't like the end. This is a chapter that's gonna make the greater story a better story.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And the way he was able to like take that and flip that was really cool. He really gets to see who is actually with him. Like everyone's gonna ride with you when you're winning all the time. But what about when you don't? That's when you know who's really about it, who's really a fan of you.
It sounds like all his fans are still riding with him, that they're all like, hey, I'm still riding. We can't wait to see you like come back.
But
that's awesome.
There's been a lot of like, there's the mix with the whole UFC stuff, and there's been a lot of interesting things that have been happening. So Jake Paul and Andrew Tate had done a face-off. Then
are they fighting?
We don't know. It's like we don't know if there's actually a contract going on. It's all up in the air. There's just been a video of them facing off.
This is the first time where I'm going to say Jake Paul would demolish like Andrew Tate.
100%. I mean, he's a kickboxer, but if you're boxing,
it would be irresponsible of Andrew Tate to do this fight.
And that's the problem is that like the allure,
really?
the way that people see Andrew Tate would be diminished if he got destroyed like that by Jake Paul.
Yeah.
So it's almost not even in Andrew Tate's best interest for him to do something like that.
Wow. Y'all saying he's going to get his ass whooped that bad? I've never watched either of them fight, so I don't know.
Well, I've seen Jake Paul fight.
I've seen Jake Paul knock out enough people to be like, all right, this dude will like knock you out.
Yeah. Especially when you're a kickboxer or whatever.
He's that good.
Yeah.
He's very good.
No, that's what he was saying last time when we talked, where he's like, it feels like people are moving the finish line.
Yeah, they move the goalpost every single time. And this one isn't one of those ones where you feel like there's a possibility. You know what I mean? Of like, this is just entertainment. This one would 100% just be entertainment. This isn't
for like Tate to get a bag and then just go
the bag.
This wouldn't be one of the situations where it's like, yo, this one might be a close one. We're really going to see Jake get tested. Like it's not. No. That's not the feeling we have. It's just holy shit. We get to see Andrew Tate in the ring and against Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and most people would want to see Andrew Tate get his ass whooped because they don't like him. So it's just, which would be weird because that would actually make.
Son, are you an Andrew Tate fan?
I think he's
walking all his
think
stuff
he's
back?
mad entertaining.
Isn't he like walking?
I think he's mad entertaining. I
he's
agree.
Like tiptoeing around.
Yeah.
I think women shouldn't drive. No, I'm just kidding.
He's like, he's like, what color is your Bugatti?
I do feel I'm a high valued man. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, I do think.
His head.
Do I think women are property? Maybe.
Oh God!
No, I'm wild. I'm literally kidding. I'm literally kidding. They own themselves, I suppose.
Allegedly.
People are individuals out. People are individuals out in this world. Like, you know what I mean? Like, But what I am saying is that God have made woman. I'm just kidding. So this is actually an interesting point about what he's been doing. So he's been switching all of his stuff to religion. He
can't cancel
he converted to Islam, right?
Yeah.
Or he converted to Islam. So now
all of his can't be against him because
he's just talking about his religious beliefs.
Yeah.
So everything that he
because like the left
anything that they say something about, he just quotes Bible scriptures. So it's kind of like
he just basically mental gymnastics like
Bible scriptures into them, and then like now it's kind of like I'm talking about God's message. I'm not talking about my personal beliefs. Like I'm not talking about my personal opinion. I'm just saying in my religion, this is what we believe. And now it's kind of like
did you see that crazy thing he said that he's like the reason I switched up to Islam I don't know if this was like verbatim, but he was like, the reason I switched to Islam is because Christianity is weak. Like there's too much forgiveness.
Well, no, basically the idea is any other religion, there gets to be caveats and you get to say, but Islam's the one that's like, nah, this is what the fuck it is. And if that's not how you're doing it, then you're not Islam. But like Christianity, we get to be like,
The bar is the
well, that was the Old Testament and the way that
Why
we
don't
live
you
now.
why don't you just show Andrew Tate being what is it called? We were talking about it. Fuck it. Straight edge. It feels like the same thing.
What do you mean?
Straight edge is black and white. You either
straight edge or you not.
Yeah.
Real talk. X is on my hands, dog.
Oh my god.
No, but quickly, just to kind of end things, I want to quickly talk about like the Thanksgiving season because
wait. We didn't even go into the drama.
What drama?
The MMA drama.
Oh, what drama?
Izzy got arrested.
And you also weren't you supposed to play some game?
Well, I had already played the game.
Yeah, we
Where the what was the game? I was this whole time like, bro, we were about to play a game. I'm ready.
I forgot. The game was.
It was just like, was he wild or not, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think we had identified that he was wild.
My God.
But
okay.
We're an hour and 40 in. I'm just trying to figure out how we're gonna fucking.
There's a lot that can be cut out because we've had technical difficulties,
and we also had times that, but it's still only gonna cut out 15 minutes worth.
Look, all I'm saying is I'm just trying to put my F1 gossip out there.
All right. So go ahead.
All right. So talking about sports, I'm just the Brazilian Grand Prix was last weekend. This weekend the season wraps up in Abu Dhabi. Sergio Perez, Mexico's pride, who is the most successful F1 driver ever. Ever in history. He's won the most races. He's got the best stats out of every Mexican F1 driver that there's ever been in history.
Oh, Mexican.
Yeah.
I thought you meant
no.
just racing.
No. So yeah. He even, bro, he had the Wakanda like hat for Brazil, or like his helmet was about like Wakanda.
That's what the controversy was about.
No. So what happened in the Brazilian Grand Prix is that basically there's two championships. There's a drivers' championship and there's a constructors' championship. Max Verstappen, his teammate, has already clinched the drivers' championship. It's a wrap. That's over. You can't win it anymore. But
so he got gold, basically.
Yeah, he got gold. So now Sergio Perez is fighting for second place, and he's tied with Ferrari's driver Charles Leclerc. So they're still battling it out for second place. Even the constructors' championship, Red Bull has already tied the knot. Like they won it. They won everything. They're just trying to like win everything. Like, all right, our drivers like basically do a 1-2.
Damn.
And so what happened in Brazil was that Sergio Perez, there's a safety car because someone crashes. It's the last few laps, and Sergio Perez doesn't have his tires are too worn out, and he doesn't have any soft tires left. So he knows that he's going to start getting passed when the race gets back up. And sure enough, he starts getting passed. Max starts catching up to him, and they tell him, they're like, hey, man, let Max through so he can take some points. He can try to catch Charles and take some points off of him. If he doesn't catch him, we'll give you the position back. And then so Sergio's like, all right, bet, let him through. They realize that Max isn't going to catch him. So they're like, all right, Max, give the position back to Checo. They're like, Max, give it back. Max, give it back. Max, give it back. Max, give it back.
And
he doesn't give it back. The race is over. Max finishes in 6th. Checo finishes in 7th. And because of that, now going into Abu Dhabi, Charles Leclerc and Checo are both tied with 290 points in the Drivers' Championship.
He owed his boy.
Yeah, and the reason this is so controversial, that last year, the way that Max became champion is he was facing off against Lewis Hamilton, and Checo basically slowed down Lewis, so purposefully ruined his car so Max could catch up to him and eventually beat him. And there's been times this year where they'll be like, hey, bro, give this win to Max. Like, let him through. Like, don't fight him. So twice already this year, he gave him first spot, and he wasn't allowed to fight him. And Max says, like, Max's camp basically leaked this story that Checo, the reason that Max didn't give the position is because Checo purposefully crashed in Monaco. So what happened was there's the race and then there's qualifying. Every time I'm here, we're watching qualifying because qualifying's on Saturday. So Saturday is where they do laps to make sure who's going to be first, second, third, and so on. So Max was on a lap. He wasn't improving, and Checo was in front of him. Checo, it looks a little weird, but I think it's just the fact that he was pushing so hard. So he basically spins, crashes, qualifying is over because it's timed, and they don't stop the timer if someone crashes. So time's up, and then but also he didn't have pole position. Like he wasn't going to end up in first. He actually ended in third, and it's not like he knew that Ferrari was going to fuck up the way they did to where he ended up winning that race. But even still, like for Max to hold this against Checo is so petty. Like even if, let's say for whatever reason it's true, for him to be like, nah, it's because I didn't win that race that now I ain't going to back you up. Like it's just like
even though you
ridiculous.
helped me win so many other races.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
and
yeah,
even
it's
though
like-
I've already won first,
No,
it's just
and the fact that I already won, I'm like I really should just be here helping you now.
Do we
Get
think
screwed.
that this is? Do we think conspiracy corner?
Okay.
This is just part of these things. I don't know if you've ever heard of the crazy super group of moguls and influencers named the Kardashians. But a lot of people like to say that a lot of the bullshit that they do is so that the keeping up with the Kardashians is popping when it comes around. Are we thinking that some of this drama is intentionally put in place so Drive to Survive becomes more of like a thing you need to watch? Because it's always after the whole season, right? So it's like, do we think that some of this shit is like, yo, we need to make the Drive to Survive interesting?
No, because like it gets worse, bro. Like so Max is after the race, Max is getting all this backlash. Basically, all his Mexican followers started unfollowing him. Like basically, when this dude comes back to Mexico for the Mexican GP,
it's open season.
It's open season on him. Like but then Max's mom tweets, Checo cheats on his wife. So like it just got like super messy.
What's that got to do with anything?
Exactly.
That's wild. His mom had to come defend him.
Damn, I gotta go see Drive to Survive this next season.
Right, that's what I'm saying,
bro. Yeah. So and this also gets really sticky because Max has had he's had to fight a lot of racism allegations. Like so he dates the girl he dates. Her dad used to be an F1 driver, and he called Lewis Hamilton the N-word. And they were like, Max, what you think? And Max was just like, I mean, I don't know. He said what he said, basically like. So yeah, and then like Lewis has even been like, yeah, like I try to get him to support Black Lives Matter, but I don't think he really understood it. So now he's fighting like racism allegations too, and he's doing this all with a Mexican teammate, which isn't helping.
Yeah, which also it's kind of weird where you're like, so what you're saying is you're not a good teammate because your teammate isn't a good partner in his relationship. Like, what's that got to do? What's that got to do with work? What you do at home has nothing to do with what we're doing at work.
Yeah, it's like you just
true or not, but that's to me seeming like that's just a way to discredit Checo so that you don't seem crazy. It's not because he's Mexican, it's because he's a cheater.
Yeah, literally.
Which is like
he's a hoe.
Yeah. So we ain't on that Max shit. But quickly to wrap things up, what are you guys serving on the table for Thanksgiving? I've been to various Mexican Thanksgivings, and they be on some wild shit, dog.
Bro,
if you have rice at the table on Thanksgiving, don't fucking invite me.
Okay, all right. My family immigrated to the U.S.
Why are you telling us your whole origin story?
So no, I'm just setting it up that like Thanksgiving don't really mean that much to them. So they just do carne asadas, bro. That's how I grew up.
They don't be giving thanks that they in this country, dog.
No, I'm just saying that's how
that's
I grew up.
Christmas.
I'm just saying that's the Thanksgiving I grew up with.
Not for me.
This is what I'm gonna do. I found the recipe from Chef Rick Martinez. It's a cornbread dressing, and the meat you use is chorizo. So we'll see. That's what I'm planning on bringing.
Hey,
You
send
know,
me the link.
You get. I'll send you the link. You get the. You get the. You get the
He
fact
goes,
that it's dressing.
low-key fire. All right.
Yeah.
Send me
No.
that
You
shit.
get the fact that it's dressing and it whatever. It's got all the Thanksgiving things in it, but you bring in the chorizo, you bring in the poblano peppers.
How about
you bring
this?
In the jalapenos.
We do this fusion. Like I really like that idea. So
Yeah.
who the fuck be really having candied yams, right?
Yo, candied yams are
Chamoy
gross.
yams.
Whoa, hey,
Chamoyed yams, dog.
bro. Alexa's got that homemade chamoy too, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, what's kind of sad is Alexis is in Houston for Thanksgiving, so I'm usually the uncle that just brings like the beer, and so now.
Wait, you're not coming into town for Thanksgiving? You're not coming home?
No, I'm going to Yosemite. So now I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna eat. And my brother's coming.
Wait,
and a
Twigs
friend
and
is
shit. The
coming.
fuck?
She didn't leave you like Thanksgiving dinner already like pre-packaged.
I mean, basically, but like that thing. She's just, man, Alexis. Is
Wait.
wild.
Shouts out her food page.
Oh yeah, go, man. If anybody's watching this, they're watching that. No shit. Go watch Lexi on Instagram. Her shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Really
That's
good. My favorite
crazy.
to watch. But as y'all can tell from that, I have really good food all the time because she just likes making it. So when she was leaving, she's like, all right, what do you want me to make? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I'm going to be away. So like, what do you want to eat for the week? I was like, huh? She's like, yeah, like, is there something like, you've been wanting? I was like, yeah, could you make like a curry? She's like, yeah. But she made handmade naan, like bread. Like,
Whoa.
yeah, fucking wild. Like, and she just made like all this shit, literally packaged it up. She's like, hey, I made you food, for the week. I don't know what the fuck you're going to do after a week, but you figure that out. So that lets you know what level of like cooking I'm at. Like I'm like, like I'll make some rice and like some eggs and
Use the air fryer. Dog. Do you have an air fryer?
I'm not on the air fryer.
The air fryer is the thing, dog.
I'll get it. Pablo's
You
been
can
talking to
roast
me
a whole
about
ass turkey in the air fryer.
You could.
What am I making for Thanksgiving? I don't know, man. I'm gonna try to make my first turkey and we'll see how that goes. I think we're all making our first turkey now.
If Alexis,
yeah. Well, Pablo's made a turkey before.
I've made plenty of turkeys.
All right, we could compare.
Well, I can send.
I'm on my first
turkey. I can
send
you the link. I can send you the link. It's Gordon Ramsay's turkey. I'll send you the link.
All right. We'll see. We'll see who makes it better. We'll have a cooking
I'll be
contest.
on the. Like, I love Thanksgiving because that's when I'm on my whitest shit. Like,
yeah, it is.
We on casseroles. Like we be that ass bringing out casseroles and shit.
Yo,
like,
can we agree that green bean casseroles are gross?
I feel you.
Good.
Nah, bro, they're nasty.
With the cream and like the fried shallots on top.
I just skip it.
Like you have to really know how to do it. Like it's very hit or miss. It's either fire or it's ass.
I usually
every year. I love it.
Usually I get half a spoonful of it and then just spread it around the plate so it looks like I had some.
Damn, you're crazy.
Y'all be doing that?
No, but
you just walk to the trash and turn it upside down. So
yeah.
I do when I don't want anyone to see that.
Yeah,
boom.
Yeah, boom.
Crush it down, put it down with the rest of it.
Yep.
Yeah. This trash is really up here.
Yep. I've been there. But
yo, I would say, are you doing would you is mac and cheese Thanksgiving thing? Because I feel like people say yes or no. Like
no, it is.
Very much so. I agree.
It's
now,
delicious.
Are we doing crispy crust or just like
it needs
personally crispy crust?
Yeah.
The rest of my family is anti-crispy crust, so they usually have to specifically make a separate dish with the crispy crust for me because no one else really on that shit.
Anti-crispy crust because sometimes when you get the crispy crust, it takes away all the moisture from the inside. If it's not done correctly, if it's done correctly, you have the crispy crust and the moisture on the inside. There's literally no reason to fight it. It's just the best thing in the world.
That's true. This is true.
So I just want to say, do not bring no rice or carne asada to the fucking Thanksgiving. You do that on a normal ass Saturday when the fight's going on. You don't waste that when we out here specifically giving thanks.
Yeah.
Anyways. Tell your tias that we out here being reckless, speaking for them, speaking on behalf of them.
Make sure you have time for your cooking.
And if you pull up to one of our Mexican households, don't be fucking asking why is there a leaf in your food. That should get my fucking nerves, dog.
It's called spices.
Yeah, it's called like flavor, bitch. Like the fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Share your meals with us. We'd like to see how good you are at cooking.
Real talk in the comments. Post some pictures. Share at us. Let us know what you guys are having for Thanksgiving. And if it's rice, show us, but we ain't going to respect you. So, with that being said, we out.